Kristen Baber. I'm the editor-in-chief of StarWars.com. Thank you. And the author of the forthcoming The Art of the Acolyte. And we are here today for a look back on The Acolyte. Now, without further ado, I am so excited to welcome to the stage, you may know him as Chimera, or perhaps The Stranger. Please give a warm welcome for our very special guest, Manny Jacinto. He's bringing the drama of The Stranger. Here we go.
What's up? I feel like I should stand as well because everybody's standing and I just I feel so guilty.
Listen,
But
we can stand if you want to stand.
shall we stand? Can we
You know what?
stand?
It's up to you.
Yes, let's stand.
Stand?
Yeah, let's stand.
Let us stand. All
Yeah,
right.
stand amongst the people, please.
All right, there we go. I love it. That's very equitable of you. All right, now Manny, you have had an amazing career trajectory. Some of you might know him as Jason Mendoza from The Good Place. Many of us, of course, know you as The Stranger from The Acolyte. What has drawn you to these very different characters, and why do you relish really getting to show your range from the comedic chops, of course, of Jason to the badass lightsaber fight skills of The Stranger?
Thanks, Kristen. I mean, with Jason, it was my first role in Hollywood, and I was broke. You know, I did not have a lot going for me, so you kind of just take it as it comes. But I was lucky enough to work with such a great group of people, and it resonated with so many people, with all of you guys, and I'm so lucky to have that start. And then from that, I had to be a bit more picky. I would do other more dramatic roles, and luckily I did that because Leslie saw the range, and through that, she chose me to be in The Acolyte.
And we are so glad you were in The Acolyte.
Thank you.
Now, as you said, Leslie saw you in Nine Perfect Strangers, and she was like, that's my guy, that's Chimera. That is the only person who can play The Stranger. Can you tell us about getting that call and your reaction to learning that not only were you going to be The Stranger, but you were also going to get to play around with the alias of Chimera?
It was a surreal experience. It was like this. So thank you for being here because this is so surreal. This is another dream of mine. Honestly, thank you. I was in Todos Santos, Mexico, a very magical place, shooting another project, and Leslie left me a voicemail on my phone, which I have, and I would play if we had time. I don't know if we would.
How long is this voicemail?
It's
I think we might have time.
It's, I'll sum it up. It just basically mentions that she would love to have me on board, and it would be a dream to work together, and she was right. It was dream fulfillment from beginning to end, and I'm so proud of all of it. But yeah, that moment, this moment, so many moments, I'll cherish and remember forever.
I love hearing this cast talk about working with Leslie Headland because everyone has had such a great experience with her as a collaborator. Just so many joyful stories coming out of it. And so much fan love as well, of course, for The Acolyte. Now, because we knew we were coming here today, we sourced some fan questions for you from the internet.
Okay, the
So
internet.
I'm going to start off with a couple of those now.
All right.
If you're in the audience and you happen to hear your handle, please give the biggest shout for me. I don't know that any of you are going to be here, but we're very excited for these. So at BreeRen7 and at CrazyMelody16 asks, how did you distinguish The Stranger from Chimera, and how did you approach Chimera's many masks, both literally and figuratively, as an actor?
I was given so many resources to succeed. Like I had a vocal coach, I had a dialect coach and a movement coach. So I was able to really explore different types of movement and different ways of speaking, playing around with my voice and taking it out to the public and seeing if that works. Yeah, I with Kymir, it was very much like a Jack Sparrow type of vibe. He's chaotic and a little kooky.
Is he chaotic good, chaotic neutral, chaotic evil? What do you think?
Kymir or Jack Sparrow?
Kymir.
Kymir is chaotic. Good. Yeah. At least he's trying to be. But in his inner monologue is chaotic bad.
Yes, yeah, we've seen it.
Yes. And then with Stranger, it was just, I gotta stay relaxed, I need to breathe, and I need to be grounded, and be still. Stillness was the huge part of it, because I needed to juxtapose the chaos with the Stranger, so.
Yeah, was it difficult for you finding that stillness?
At times, yeah, especially, like even right now, I'm really anxious and very excited. So it's like I'm I like moving. I like that, hence why I'm standing right now. I just want to run around. But
you can run around if you want, but we're still going to ask you questions while you do it. So.
Yeah, but I know that a lot of the work can come through the camera, and if I just hold still and say the words right and show up on time, it'll take care of itself.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's just good life advice, I think. Now, you mentioned before moving through the characters, and I love the story you told us for StarWars.com about going to the grocery store as Kymir and just walking as Kymir and doing the voice and just kind of practicing those mannerisms. Do you have any rituals, like a playlist, a breathing exercise, a mantra that kind of helps get you into the character?
It's always different for different characters. Shout out to the Calm app because meditation was huge. Just trying to stay calm and again be still. But yeah, in terms of music, I listen to a good amount of the Star Wars theme songs, like just to get into that zone, and whether it be from composers like John Williams, and like it's just it honed me into the character a lot.
Oh, I love that. That's a beautiful answer. Yeah. And actually, we have a follow-up from a fan at Roberto B. Frost asked, "What was on your playlist for The Stranger?" So anything beyond John Williams you want to shout out?
For The Stranger, my playlist. For some reason, off of the dome, it would be the Foo Fighters for some reason.
Woo!
Yeah, that was playing in my head kind of the whole time, especially when I was going to the gym, trying to do this stuff.
Yes, you do it well. Excellent. All right, we have another fan question. At Shy Jug asks, who was more fun to play, Kymir or The Stranger?
Ooh, that's a tough pick. It's both. It's such a cheap answer, but with Kymir,
we'll allow it.
Yeah, thank you. There's so many funny, goofy moments that I could use and juxtapose with Saul and Jackie and Yord, and then this was a dream to be able to do that, like to put on a mask to play with a lightsaber, and maybe I would say The Stranger. He kind of special place in my heart. Yeah.
And in all of our hearts, right?
Yes.
We love The Stranger in these parts.
Thanks, guys.
All right, another fan question for you. At Josh Lightsaber Boy asks, did you take inspiration from other dark side characters, or is your take on The Stranger completely OG?
You can't help but look back to iconic characters like Darth Vader and Kylo Ren, and you have that mask as kind of a starting point, but we definitely wanted it to be of purpose. So the biggest purpose was to conceal his identity. So yeah, we kind of had that starting point with the mask, and but we also wanted to make him different. We wanted to make him move differently and fight differently. So we had the basis with those dark Sith characters, and then I think with movement we looked to Ray Park and Darth Maul a lot. Shout out to Darth Maul fans. Yeah, that was a big inspiration as well. So yeah, all of them, huge inspiration.
Yeah, awesome. And he has such a lineage to pull from. There's a lot of great Darksiders out there. Another fan question for you from @Lorenzo Lodico, asking, how did it feel the first time you put the mask on?
Oh man, oh look at that.
It's a beauty. I know you can't see out of it in this photo, but it's a beauty.
Yeah, it was tight. It was a tight fit. Yeah, my massive head trying to fit into this helmet or this mask. But once we got it on, actually, important note, before the mask was brought out to the crew, we had a whole security detail to make sure that it wasn't ever leaked. And fortunately, it wasn't ever leaked, but there was one security guy who would make sure that it was, locked down. And before we revealed it to the crew, Leslie had some beautiful, beautiful words, just thanking everybody for their hard work in regards to the costume and to this mask. And at that point, I felt the gravity of what we were doing, and I think it's because I am not going to be the only one wearing that mask. Like, that dude over there is wearing the mask, and I'm sure that guy right there is wearing the mask. Like, it's going to be not just me wearing this mask, and it's for all of us, and that's why it was so important to me when I first put it on. And yeah, I'm so happy that it turned out that way.
Love that. And also a preview of coming attractions. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is a little bit of the concept art for the mask. You can see some of the iterations that were explored. Some of them are really creepy and
yes,
very different from where you ended up landing with it. But it's really interesting to see the evolution and the exploration. Oh, I love this one. This one gives me the ick, but I love it.
Yeah, that's the goal. The ick. Trying to give the ick.
Yes. Oh, and I love this one where you go more from like a feral, bony skull mask to Nick Tyrell's beautiful final iteration.
Yes. It's we definitely wanted something that felt organic, something that felt very DIY, nothing polished, nothing clean, something that a dude in a garage could have made. That was the goal, and
or in a cave, whichever.
Or in a
garage.
Yes, yeah, in a cave with a possible roommate, but. But yeah, it luckily came out to that.
Yeah. I have to ask you, last time we talked, you were hoping Nick was going to make you your own. Has that happened yet?
Oh, we're in touch, yeah.
All right,
I think, he's all the way in the UK, and there's some, copyright things that we have to deal with, but we'll talk.
All right.
Yeah.
If anyone deserves one, it's you.
Thanks, Kristen. Thank you.
All right. I want to make sure we touch upon the amazing stunt choreography, all of the hard work you did to get in shape. We have a quick video to showcase just some of the moves. I know you were in the gym. The stunt crew was so impressed by just your dedication to it. I know we're all very impressed with what it looks like on screen and just how amazing it is to see you in these fights with these Jedi. What were the most challenging aspects of learning that fight choreography for you?
Ooh, just my body was the most fit. I don't know if it'll ever be like that ever again, but it was just the training day in and day out. I just wanted to get it right. I saw the Hayden Christensen videos and saw how hard he trained, and it inspired me to train just as hard. And again, seeing Ray Park do his thing, I wanted to have my own stamp on the character and make sure I did it right. There'd be times where I would fall to the floor and just start laughing because I was in, it was just so much pain everywhere, and that's how I dealt with getting through it. But I would be more than happy to do it over and over again. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it was such a dream.
Flows like water. I love it. Did you ever have a moment where you thought, when you're lying on the ground laughing hysterically in pain, maybe I'm in over my head. Maybe I should have Lou come in and do this part.
Yes. Yeah, many times. But we got through it. My biggest thing was to not get injured. As long as I wasn't injured, as long as I can walk on my own 2 feet, there was no way they could take me out of those scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And I know how much you wanted to be in those scenes and doing your own stunts, as many of them as you could.
Yes, while I'm still young. That was the, yeah.
While your knees will still withstand this.
Yes, exactly, yes.
Yes. All right, we've got another fan question for you from @RM Collective asking, how did Filipino martial arts inspire you to off the screen?
Shout out to my Filipinos! Oh man, that's, goosebumps. It just by magic. We talked about wanting a weapon that was unique and sneaky and just different. And this guy played a little dirty, and having like a dagger that comes out of the hilt was just like chef's kiss. So Leslie and I talked about it, the stunt team and I talked about it. Fortunately, the props people were able to do it. And lo and behold, it just was a parallel to, my culture in the Philippines with Arnis or Filipino Cali. It's like, it represents a martial arts that we're so proud to have, and to be able to represent it on a screen like this, it means the world.
Awesome. And speaking of martial arts, on more than one occasion, you got to fight opposite the incomparable Lee Jung-jae.
Yes.
Jedi Master Soul himself. What can you tell us about working with JJ, both as a scene partner and as a stunt partner?
He sucks, man.
He's the worst. You heard it here first.
It sucks in a way because he's just so good at the choreography that we would get bruises to the point where he just wanted to keep going. He's a legend. He's a legend in Korea. He's a legend in the world right now, and he was doing a lot of his own stunts. And I just remember coming out of those fight scenes and just being battered and bruised, but just loving it because a Korean legend had an imprint on me. But getting to work with him, when I first learned that JJ was going to be doing the Acolyte, I was emotionally overwhelmed, because to have 2 Asian males in Star Wars, that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's no small thing. Do you have any favorite memories from any of the scenes that you got to do with JJ?
I just remember the first time I heard his voice as Saul. Yeah, during the table read, and his very deep Jedi voice. I can't even go that deep. It's crazy, but it was perfect. And I was like, how he sounds like he can speak English. It sounds like he's been acting in English his whole life, but it's just that just goes to show his commitment and his work ethic, and it was an honor to share that screen with him.
Amazing. And I was also just so impressed, as I'm sure many of you were, with just the nuance he brought to the performance. The way he can tell a story with a look, or just there's so many tiny pieces of Master Soul. It's just very subtle, very quiet, but then you don't want to face off with him in a fight.
No, definitely not. Yes, he possesses, even in person, just a quiet power. You don't want to mess around when it comes time. But yeah, he's also a very lovely human being.
That's what I've heard. That was our experience too when we met him, of course, at the premiere.
Yes.
Just a lovely soul who's just, no pun intended, lovely soul who's so excited to be part of Star Wars as well. And he wasn't, of course, your only scene partner who you had several scenes with.
Yes.
You and Amandla Stenberg have so much chemistry on this show. It is off the charts as scene partners.
Oh man.
How is it working with Amandla?
There is nobody I could have done this with other than Amandla Stenberg. Like, no, absolutely no way that I remember us getting through all 8 episodes and just giving each other a hug and giving each other our flowers, and it was, yeah, I don't know how we were able to get through this, but we did, and we did it with each other. Amandla is a professional. She's so smart. I sound so dumb whenever I am next to her because she's wise beyond her years. And fingers crossed we get to do it again.
A lot of crossed fingers in this audience right now from that.
Yes.
Yes.
Lightsabers crossed.
Lightsabers crossed, fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything. Blasters crossed, everything you got. And I think we may have had one of the first conversations that you were able to have when you could talk about The Stranger. It was just before premiere.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there was some convincing of like, no, you can talk about it now. It's like, this is a safe space.
Yeah.
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 How did you navigate all of those months of promoting and talking about the show and only being able to scratch the surface of telling the story of what your work was really like in The Acolyte?
I am the worst liar. I suck at it. Like I don't know. I need to, again, send out an apology to all the reporters that I've lied to and all the questions that I've answered where I've just been lying straight to their faces. But it was tough to navigate. It was like another character that I had to play, a fourth or third character. But we got through it. I've issued my apologies and hopefully there are no more secrets left to be told.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. And obviously there's a lot of love for The Stranger in this room today and for you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like to say to the fans who have embraced this character, whether they're cosplaying as The Stranger and already rocking that cortosis? Let me see those helmets. Let me see those cortosis helmets. There we go.
That's it.
You know, or
oh my God.
Are members of the Stranger's Army, which is just, I love the Yord Horde, the Jackie Jam, the Stranger's Army. There's a lot of good ones out there. But anything you want to say to those fans?
Just a big, massive thank you. I was the kid who would take out the cushions and just roll around and pretend that I was some sort of superhero or Power Ranger, and to be able to do something like this is an absolute dream. And the fact that I can inspire people to possibly do the same, that's all I can ask for. So yeah, just a huge, massive thank you to all of you. And if I can do it, dang, y'all can do it. Do whatever you want. Power to you. But thank you. Thank you for everything.
Season 2!
All right, and thank you, Manny. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you all for attending.
I'll start if you do.
If you are joining us for the signing, please look down at your feet right now. All right, you see that there are some lines. We're going to queue up in the aisles accordingly. Some folks who work here are going to help move you along in an orderly fashion. And as a reminder, the signing is only for the poster being handed out today. Please be courteous to your fellow con-goers here and audience members.